Hello and welcome to the Saturday morning live stream where we talk about tech and whatever else pops up. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for being here. And this isn't, we have no agenda during this stream. We just kind of talk about what's happening in our tech lives. So if there's any questions or things you want to share, definitely put them in the chat. I will get through them. Get to all the comments in the chat, so I do get behind at times, so be patient if you are new. To the regular folks, thank you for being here. I always have a great time doing this stream, and thank you to the channel members. We have the channel member stream before this one at 8:15 a.m. PDT, daylight, yep. So, so if you want to join and become a channel member, you can come visit that stream, and it helps support the channel. Now, let's just dive in the chat. Nick, good morning to you, and happy Saturday also to you. Glad you could be here. I appreciate it, Nick. I do miss doing the live stream, seeing you there regularly and the other folks over on Amazon. John, good morning to you. And you had your birthday last week, Clips, right? Thank you for being here. Devon, Paramount Plus just released the Nickelodeon reboot of Dora yesterday with 10 brand new episodes. New episodes will be coming soon. Wow, Dora's back with 10 new episodes. God, I remember when Dora first came out. It's kind of crazy. Thanks for sharing, Devon, and welcome. Bill Wilson, the official timekeeper of the Craig's Tech Talk channel. That reminds me, there we go. I got the live stream chat open. Good morning. That way I actually know. So if they say something. Now, Curtis. Hey, Curtis, welcome. Enthused. Hello to all. Finally, a perfect weekend of rain. Perfect weekend with rain, or just a perfect rain weekend with or without? Words are hard today, guys. Jack Steiner, good morning. Raining in San Francisco again. Here, or Sacramento. Yeah, we're getting it now too. But you know what, though? At this point in time, I'm glad it's coming regularly, because the scary part is here in California is when it gets really wet, everything grows, and then it dries. We had that happen, and then wildfires went crazy. So consistent rain in this state would be awesome. So, Bill, glad our rain is over for a couple of days. Hey, we're just trading places. Everyone's getting some moisture these days. Andrew, good evening from the UK. In the hospital recovering from a viral infection and 72 hours of chronic diarrhea and flu. I have a question following. I am so sorry. That sounds brutal. 72 hours of it. I'm sorry, man. I hope you're on the recovery side and like getting better quick. So I'm sorry to hear that, man. But yeah, 72 hours. That sounds brutal. And the flu. So I'm sorry, man. I'll look for your question. And break time, good morning to you. Stephen, welcome. I'm here you can start. Perfect. Not messing around. I'm glad you made it, because I thought I was gonna have to, just kind of drag it along a little bit till you got here, Stephen. So we're good though. So, thank you for being here, Stephen. John, new Star Trek Discovery. I started watching it. I haven't finished watching that episode. I haven't finished watching that episode. They're on like the little, I don't know what to think right now of Star Trek Discovery after the first episode. No, I'm curious to see where they go. That first episode and how it started off, I was like, I don't know about this. From Kentucky, hey, welcome, Stephen. I don't know if we've had anyone else from Kentucky. Got back up. Brian, good morning from Phoenix area. Hope everyone has a great day and speedy recovery. Brian, welcome, and that's very nice sending out speedy recovery to Andrew. And Larry, good morning to you too. Welcome. And does anyone have anything tech related going on that they want to share about? I have, it's been kind of slow around here. I've been working with the Vision Pro, been using that. I do have a couple of videos coming out. Still need to release the Akara T1 video for the ceiling light, which that is a nice ceiling light. They do have another thing coming out. Akara also, that I can't talk about yet, but Akara also released updated, they released updated sensors that are thread sensors that I have a couple of them actually. Oh yeah, they did come over. They have a couple of new matter sensors that Akara has released. I'm trying to check to see if they are available. Yeah, I think it's just a new motion sensor. Anyways, yeah, I have it packed away. I won't try to drag it out, and I'm not finding what I'm looking for here. But yeah, Akara is definitely going full on the matter side of things. Actually, I think this is the new sensor. But you do need to have a thread border router, but you don't need to use any hubs with it. I haven't set it up and tried it yet, so I don't know how well it works, but would think it works well. Terrible design, do not buy. No matter QR code on device. So there you go. There's the first review. But yeah, we've got a couple of, I got to check out their new sensors, but they have a new product that's coming out later this month. But yeah, there's kind of not a lot that not a lot on my radar in the way of new smart home related stuff. I don't know if there's anything you guys are looking out for. And in general, what kind of tech are you guys looking out or wanting to get or learn more about? John, yes, I did have my birthday Monday. Thanks. Remember, I went next door to see the eclipse and they had a party for me. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that you had a party, and that's cool that it was on the eclipse day. Yeah, did any of you guys check out the eclipse? I didn't. I forget what I was doing, but I was definitely, yeah, I was busy. My wife was asking about the eclipse. I'm like, I could care less about it right now because of whatever was going on that day. I was wondering if you could turn a Stream Deck into an Echo Hub type device, each button controlling a different device. The best you would be able to do, and what David is referring to, David's one of our channel members, we were talking about the Elgato Stream Deck. And this is, this is what I use to change scenes and stuff. But what the Stream Deck has traditionally been for has been for streaming media. And I mean, streaming content, changing scenes, you know, all the different stuff that I end up doing here, you know, is really kind of meant for that kind of use. But it does way more than that. You can control all different types of devices and system settings, but it is a device that really depends on companies making things to integrate, like you see in here, Spotify, you know, some of these different companies need to create software that works with it. But one of the things that's nice about it is you can use it for launching apps and shortcuts and macros and different things like that. But a new feature that's been added is shortcut control. So if you are an Apple Home user, you can actually assign shortcuts to each button. So really, in order to control individual devices with that, and what I'll do is I'll open this up so I could share it. Okay. This is the Elgato marketplace for like things for tools you could download for plugins. Like for example, there's a Spotify plugin. So when you get this, it's going to give you play and pause buttons and all the different buttons you would need to control Spotify. But yeah, these plugins, they range from streaming controls, you know, YouTube controls, you know, home assistant. So I think it really depends how you can see these different providers. I mean, yeah, you got controls for PowerPoint built in, Apple Music, you know, there's a lot of different options of things you can do. I think in order to control smart devices, you would almost have to look at it as, yeah, you switch between apps, you know, what was it? I think you would just have to write everything you want as a shortcut. So this was someone wrote that triggers shortcuts. So launch shortcuts straight from your Stream Deck. So it's a simple one that basically I'll go in and I'll just assign a shortcut that I have written within the Apple Home or within the Shortcuts app. But there is no, I don't think there's anything that, yeah, there's nothing written really for Echoes, and you couldn't use it as a control device. But you'll find there's things like Nanoleaf, they have stuff. So control your Nanoleaf panels. So it's kind of hit or miss. You have to have an idea of how you would want to really take advantage of it. Let's see. Sorry, lost my place. Okay, each button control a different device. And yeah, David, if you created your shortcut you would have to write a shortcut for each one, which could be time consuming, but it's helpful when it is there and done. Like for me, I have these 4 buttons are my lighting in here. So for lights off, my normal room lighting, my streaming lighting, and then some extra light that I use. Let's see, I don't have one yet. Which one do you recommend? When it comes to the Stream Decks, I would just get their, I forgot they added the new one. I personally, because I just want the buttons, I would get the 16 button one. I would just go with this one, the regular MK2, the Mach 2. I would go with that. But if you want to have volume controls and these knobs to control different volume levels, you go with that. But personally, I would use this. I bought mine on the 22nd. I'll drop a link in there if anybody wants to check it out. That's in there now. But I found it's become way more useful since there's shortcuts. Other than that, I mainly use it for streaming and then launching apps. And you can also have multiple functions. So I have a shutdown function that turns off lights and will shut down all my different apps. And then another one that turns on everything in the morning. Let's see. So, whoop, like that. That's the wrong button. I was on the wrong page. And back to there. So, let's see where are we at now. I lost my place. Rex, good morning from the Fermi 2 nuclear plant. What? I'm not familiar with that. Welcome. Thank you for being here, Rex. Will the deck still work if you don't have it plugged into your laptop? No, it will not. It has to have the software of whatever computer. Sorry, I have an itchy nose. It needs whatever. It needs the software on the computer. So it does need to stay connected. Hey, Jean-Luc, welcome. What are the news for today? The news for today is it's quiet on the news front. Partially sunny here in California, rain everywhere else. Yeah, not a lot of news that I have. I was hoping you guys were going to bring some of the good news. So, let's see. I don't have one yet. I dropped the link to the one I'm using. Thank you, David. Andrew, earlier today, I checked my indoor cameras. The TV was on, as were several lights. Only notification prior to this was ring alarm went on to battery backup power cut. Oh, I would say it would be you losing power. Because if the TV was on, as were several lights, yeah, I would be willing to bet that you lost power in the middle of the night. Because if it went to battery backup on the ring alarm, that's usually when I know something has happened. Either, if it goes to cellular, my Wi-Fi has had a problem. If it goes to, thumbs up. If it goes to battery backup, it becomes the power. Hey, welcome, Lawrence. Happy Saturday to you, man. Hopefully a car's motion sensor is more reliable than their thread contact sensor. Yeah, that's, I need to check it out. I got it the other day, but haven't opened it up. And the thread one, the other ones had been so reliable that I still have my thread one just in the box there because I didn't have another place for it, and I like their hub, their Zigbee sensors. They're cheap and they're so reliable. Bill, I'm doing some important work right now, getting a custard-filled Long John at the grocery store. You got to prioritize, man. Now, are you on your way to work? So I was wondering why we weren't getting time update. Let's see. Lawrence, IKEA's new door sensor in stock. Need to go get a couple to test with all my Matter bridges. Yeah, let me know. Let us know how that is. We were just at IKEA. Our 15-year wedding. Our 15-year wedding anniversary was on, what was it, on Thursday. So we went and had a nice dinner, but on the way we had to do a return at IKEA. So that's, I didn't even think about looking at the stuff there. So glad to get out of there. Larry, hey Craig, any idea when the new G5 outdoor wired battery powered video surveillance camera is coming out? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I haven't read anything. I feel like my guess, and this is, I have nothing to base this on. Other things I can guess, then I'm pretty good at guessing, and I have an idea when they might come out. But this one, I'm gonna guess more towards the fall for that, because we're just now hearing more about it, and then it seems to be about a couple months after that. It feels like they start to roll out more, like 2 to 3, 4 months later. So since we're hearing more about it now, means we'll probably see it in about 3 months, 4 months would be my guess. Andrew, feeling much better. Hope to be discharged early next week. It was my birthday on the 6th. Oh, happy birthday. And I'm sorry, man, that you gotta be there. Yeah, so hopefully get you out quick. David, hi all, really glad Craig's here today. I have big trouble. Oh, thank you for being here, man. I'm sorry to hear you have big trouble. Been using Echoes since 2018 for all automation Zigbee devices. Added SmartThings this year. This week I enabled the Echo skill for SmartThings. Now I have multiple of devices. Oh God. Oh. Wow. Oh yeah, that is big problem. So you have multiple of your devices, because everything that's showing up under SmartThings is now showing up under that. Yeah. Wow. Is there another routines not running or missing actions room? I'm sorry, and I'm skipping past just so I get the continued thread on this with David. Routines are not running or missing actions. Room groups are suddenly mixed up. Devices don't seem to know if they are a light or a switch. What worst of all is I have lost all Zigbee control, never set up any Zigbee on the SmartThings hub. It's like a computer virus hit my whole home. Oh my God, dude. Oh, that sounds horrible. Oh man, I am sorry to hear that. And wow. Now, did you disable that skill? I mean, I'm sure that you might have thought about that, but yeah, first thing I try to do is disable that skill and see if it'll remove the devices. But God, that's a whole lot of undoing. I hate to say it, it's like I made the mistake. Well, that's not what I hate to say, but a story. I made the mistake of somehow passing my house off to my daughter, and I lost control of the smart home and could not get it back. And it was just time to just declare it a loss and start over. And it was great because it was a good chance to clean out stuff I wasn't using anymore. It was a good chance to set up a new Wi-Fi password, but it was the worst option to go with is the nuclear option. They just obliterate it and start over. yeah, if the fact that routines and everything are messed up, what the best case scenario that I could hope for in that situation, David, would be if you could disconnect SmartThings and remove the SmartThings, that it somehow, that the Echo no longer recognizes those devices. But even then, I think if you disable SmartThings, what's going to end up happening is you're going to have double devices and you're going to have to go through and remove different devices. As for like the Zig, because now in my mind, it seems like multiple devices are trying to like tell the multiple things are telling the same device what to do. So from the SmartThings side, it's a switch where it's supposed to be a plug, according. So I feel like maybe if you're able to remove that SmartWings piece, that it might be recoverable. But even if you do remove it, I think there's going to need to be some deleting and stuff. So I'm so sorry to hear that. If there's anybody that knows SmartThings that can jump in and help with that, that would be, have any suggestions, that would be great. Enthused, I'm blind and super bummed I missed it. Yeah, I'm sorry that, yeah, you weren't able to see the eclipse. Yeah, so that, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Where am I at? Been using, so yeah, that's where I'm blown away that I'm really blown away that Samsung SmartThings just blew up everything on you, David. Wow. Question, I make my bathroom smart. I have a motion sensor, but it comes on when I'm not in there and off. What do you think I can use to come on and off? Well, if you want the most accurate way to do it, a present sensor is what you would need. I mean, really, the other thing is a door sensor too. Oh, if I were to automate my bathroom, there would be two things, and I would still probably go with the motion sensor. If the motion sensor is coming on when you don't want it to, I would try different locations for the motion sensor. For example, if somehow the motion sensor is, I don't know, it's I don't know, somehow it's just picking up motion you don't like. It's just trying a different spots. Like for example, the motion sensor, there's a motion sensor right behind that plant there, and it's put in a position so that it will trigger when I walk in the door, but it will not trigger from any other location, because I don't want to walk over and or be sitting in my chair, turn off the lights, and then I just move and it turns it back on. So I say that with the idea that maybe the motion sensor needs to be just placed in a different spot, so it only catches when someone walks through, or you kind of change how much you limit its visibility is what I can see doing. That might help. Or you put a door sensor on, you close it, but I feel like I don't always want the door closed in order to make it do something. So, Eric, Modern Day Tech. And if you haven't checked out, you got to go visit Eric's channel on YouTube, especially if you want to learn more about the HomeKit side of things. Because Eric is Team HomeKit and is a great resource for learning devices that will help in your HomeKit house. So I do want to share Eric's channel real quick. So check out Eric, and yeah, like Eric's got you covered from the HomeKit side of things too. So definitely check it out. And Eric's a good guy. We went met at Starbucks when he was here in Southern California. We've hung out a couple times, Vid Summit too, so good guy. I recently got the Elgato teleprompter and pedal and love them. I already had a Stream Deck. It's amazing what you can do with them. Yeah, the Stream Decks, I mean, it's so easy to get caught up with. It's for streaming. No, you gotta look at it as a little macro keypad. Like, You know, I mean, you could have multiple steps and actions. So you could have a startup routine that does tell a shortcut to turn on the lights in the room and opens up your mail program. And yeah, it makes all these different setups for you. And yeah, Eric mentions the Elgato teleprompter. And that looks pretty cool. I thought about getting one, but yeah, I just haven't. I went off the prompter. Went off the prompter. No, they came up with Elgato made a great prompter for teleprompter for phones, cameras, webcams. You know, you could buy their webcam and you could put this on it, which is pretty cool. But what makes this kind of a unique teleprompter is it has a screen that you could run pretty much anything to. So you can have a Zoom call and you're just looking right at the screen. You know, right now I could have my web browser open on this little screen and just be looking at the web page, you know, instead of looking down. So yeah, Elgato makes some great stuff, especially if you work from home and you work on, you do video calls and stuff. They got some great lights. Good company to go with. Let's see, John. We can also put Home Assistant in Stream Deck too. Yeah, and that it is cool that that became an option too. There's a lot of different plugin options, and it's great to see them. Like Apple doesn't have an official shortcut plugin, but someone else wrote one instead. So great tool. Donuts. I'm lost. No. So Ring Alarm Pro or Power Packs aren't available here in the UK. Oh yeah, I'm really surprised that Ring Alarm hasn't made it there yet. Why now? Why would Ring Alarm not be in the UK? Does anybody have any theories on that? No, I was just curious. I went so they don't have the there's no Pro yet, but they got the regular Ring Alarm, right? I was just curious. Now I'm ended up on okay, I see the setup. So yeah, you in the UK you could get just the basic alarm, but not the Pro, which the Ring Alarm Pro allows you to be able to set up a Wi-Fi network and to be able to connect directly to cameras directly to it. Personally, I got rid of the Ring Alarm Pro, and the big reason I got rid of the Ring Alarm Pro is it needed to create the Wi-Fi network. It couldn't play along with an existing network. It's meant, like if you have a Wi-Fi setup and you're happy with it, don't get the Ring Alarm Pro. You don't want it. You want just the regular Ring Alarm, because in order to take advantage of the Pro features, it has to become your Wi-Fi router. It has to become the main thing driving it. It's not meant to run on another network. So I sold mine and then bought the regular version since I was outside of the return period. So yeah, that was the one that I'm like, I learned that you don't want the Pro if you're already happy with your Wi-Fi setup, because yeah, it's one of those that it has to be the boss of everything. So, let's see. Lawrence, IKEA recently announced a second store in Charlotte, just a mile down the road from me, but it's more of a new design center format where you order stuff for delivery. Huh, that's interesting. I do like their delivery. It is, they aren't bad price-wise, and some stuff is free too. Like I think with their family card or whatever their program thing is, but that's interesting that they're focusing more on that delivery side. But yeah, that I've noticed that it makes sense more often for us to just look at delivering if we know exactly what we want. So I can see them doing that because they use up a big footprint for those IKEA stores. David, I disabled the SmartThings skill, deleted all duplicates in the A app, rebuilt room groups and routines. Oh my God. Yeah. Are you ready to just, oh, and still no Zigbee? Oh. Is that a failure on the Echo's part? I mean, are you using the Zigbee hub in the Echo? And did the Echo Zigbee hub die in there? Oh, yeah. Or have you taken the Echoes and that if you were using Echo as a hub, have you given that a hard reset? You know, is there a chance that that by turning on SmartThings, it disables the Zigbee hub on the inside? I don't. That seems odd. Andrew, typical. Nurses interrupt to give me meds as you answered my question. I'll watch back later. Oh, no, that's oh yeah. No, when you asked about the lights coming on and notification that your Ring alarm went on to battery backup, yeah, that seemed like a power outage. My guess is the devices you had a default of return to an on state. So, like I would say, 30%, 40% of my lights come on automatically after the power goes off, while, you know, the 70% or whatever the opposite, 70% of them don't come on. I don't know. But yeah, it sounds like you had a battery, you had power go out, because that's the only time I see the battery backup come on for me is when the power's gone out, or I lose Wi-Fi, and then I end up getting, if I lose Wi-Fi, it'll get the cellular backup. Lawrence, when you pair your Hue Matter Bridge to Lady A, Habitat, and Home Assistant, then Habitat and Home Assistant exposes the same devices to Amazon. So you have 3 of everything. Yeah. So basically what happened with, yeah. that's the problem, is that I noticed some of that. I had to deal with some of that with the using Homebridge, using hoops, that it's seeing it under there. I don't know that I've tried to approach the smart home as much as possible in the dumbest way possible, and like that's where I haven't gone too deep into Homebridge or Hoobs or any of them. Habitat. I've kind of taken the approach of what can I walk into Best Buy and go pick off the shelf and be able to put in that works with native apps as much as possible. You know, and it's how I use all my devices. Like I use all the native notes apps, you know, calendar apps, all the Apple native apps, just because I know it's then just going to integrate across everything without a problem. Like with the smart home, like I buy everything that's just HomeKit. If it works with HomeKit, it worked with everything else. Trying to get everything else to work with HomeKit, or, you know, or taking advantage of features that SmartThings has that Lady A doesn't have, yeah, it will turn on you. No, I am so sorry to hear that you had to do that. It's not working. It really makes me wonder. Something get disabled. God. Hard reset on the Echoes, and see if maybe bringing that Echo back in line helps. And yeah, David, no one ever seems to have questions about Google Nest Smart Home. Obviously, it sucks. Yeah, I feel like on the Google front, a lot of people have just like given up. Like I don't even hear much Google talk. I mean, I feel like I've heard more about Starling hubs and how they can help make the Google stuff work with other things. David, wish Amazon still had the web app. There was a reset button that would delete everything, but that's gone now. Yeah, the web app is gone. Also, Amazon has stopped its payment rewards program for developers. So skill developers aren't going to get paid or make any money. So unless the skill sells you something, there's not a lot of motivation to get stuff to work, to put effort into skills now. So Amazon skills seem like they've kind of peaked, and they've never been that great. So yeah. So I don't know what to think about all that, because it just chop, chop, chop when it comes to the Echo, Amazon services, Lady A. It's like, nope, that ain't making money, cut it. So I don't think it looks good. John, a car's coming out with an outside camera. Yeah, there's what is it? The G5, isn't that what it is? That was the one that, David shared. Was that? Oh no, that's not. I'll have to see where that. Try to find that after. But yeah, they don't have it in any of their previews yet. This one right here. This is the one that showed the G5. This it looks like a Wise Cam, which is interesting that they would go with that version. So I'm curious to see what happens, but I've heard nothing about that, not even through secret channels. Lawrence, ecosystems need to be smart enough to read device identifiers and know that a plug from a Matter is the same plug from other cloud integrations. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like right now, I don't know. The smart home stuff, I feel like it's just, I have the image of like the boat or something sinking with just water pouring out, people sticking their, like the cartoon, you're trying to plug the holes. That's what I just feel like the smart home is right now. It just feels kind of like, trying to get things to work together. It's like Matter, like you're saying, it's like, how does it not recognize at this point what other things are doing? It all feels so segmented, like Akara, their app, their Matter thread, and then there's thread from this person and Matter, and it just feels like a train wreck at this point. If it's new technology, don't worry about it. Don't pay attention to it for a little while. At this point, it feels like. It's silly that as for smart as this stuff, all this stuff is, none of it knows what the other stuff is doing. That's the part I don't get. And that's what David's saying, the Akara camera, which on Reddit you can find information about. There's some people have put some mention on there. William, hey William, welcome. Hope everyone's having a great Saturday morning. Yeah, things are good here, no complaints. Hope you and the family are doing well. David, Zigbee devices are spread out over 4 Echoes with Zigbee hubs, so it's not like, okay, good. So like in my house, I know the Echoes would have nothing to do with the Zigbee side of things. So, over 4 Echoes with Zigbee hubs. So that, that's so weird. How would Zigbee not work across them all? That's where it really makes me wonder if there's something like that SmartThings, enabling that skill told the Echoes to not pay attention. I don't know. Is there a way to turn the Zigbee hub on or off? I didn't think there is. Does someone... is there anybody that knows? Just have to patiently investigate each device and name it bulb ST, bulb M, and then delete or disable one or the other. That's all. It only takes forever. Put all your Zigbee on the SmartThings so they're all part of one fabric and one coordinator. Yeah, that I like that idea too. Yeah, that it's kind of a pain in the butt, but then it locks you in so it's the only hub talking everything. And you know what though, David? I don't know, maybe it's there's more of the different hub options coming out. You know, I mean, you got a car is supposed to have their thread matter hub coming out. You know, maybe it's, if it's not the SmartThings hub, maybe it's another one of the hubs out there that can serve as your covering the whole house in Zigbee instead of multiple echoes. Teleprompter, you could be like, that's funny. So you could be a president too. Yes. See, and there's a whole skill. Somehow I can't see you using a teleprompter. I used a teleprompter for like 18 months or almost 2 years. And it was just, for me, it was learning the skill of it. And then I actually, because then I stopped using it to get used to not using it. So I haven't used a teleprompter in, I think, probably a year and a half, 2 years now. But there was a period where everything was on teleprompter. And the big reason why I wanted, like, the teleprompter helped with getting stuff done, to keep it kind of contained and knowing how long a video is and all. But the real thing is being able to use a teleprompter without knowing you're using a teleprompter. And there's not a lot of people that are good at it. I think some of it becomes teleprompter. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people aren't very good at it. One of the best people I've ever seen using a teleprompter that I love was Howie Mandel. Like, I did Deal or No Deal for 3 years as one of the lighting guys on there. And you watch Howie, and he's good. I don't know. He was just one of those people that could always just read a teleprompter, and you can never tell that he's reading a teleprompter. So, yeah, there's a skill into it that I think a lot of people are no good at. One of the things I think would help them is if they read their own stuff more. And that's where I stopped using a teleprompter, is it just takes so, like, just writing in your voice and then read it and write it and read it and tweak it. And yeah, but the idea is, if you can tell someone's reading a teleprompter, they're not doing it well enough. One of the things that I did find that was really nice, and I would recommend to a lot of content creators who use their phone, I think the app's called Smart Prompt, but this one would actually listen to me speak and would adjust accordingly. Where a lot of people use teleprompters are hitting go and they're reading at the speed of it. Where professional teleprompters are a person back there running a knob, basically controlling the speed. So as someone's speaking and they stop to make a point, the person is slowing that prompter down and pausing for them automatically. Now, when you're a creator and you're doing it by yourself, that thing's just rolling and you're trying to read along, and then next thing you're trying to do is get it all out, but still try to make it look as natural as possible while doing it. And so that's where a lot of people, the teleprompter fails, because they're trying to keep up with it. But yeah, that's my little secret. I was on a teleprompter for years, but it becomes so much work, just, yeah, in its own way. The IFA, the European Tech and Gadget Show, is coming in September. Tickets go on sale in May. Are you gonna go? You know, you have plans, and what's it like for that? Is it expensive, or? I took yesterday and today off. Good job, Bill. I'm glad, man. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the long john. David Lawrence, all my Zigbee stuff is long discontinued Sylvania gear without a hub. Not sure how to reset, repair, or even if possible to use with SmartThings Zigbee. That would be, yeah, it might be worth doing a sacrificial Sylvania bulb and try to just take one out of the system and try a SmartThings Zigbee hub, because yeah, it might be able to fill that gap. Thanks for the help. I think I'll try a presence sensor. I've been moving the other sensor, but no luck. Yeah, a presence sensor is going to be able to tell what is really in there instead of, yeah, I think that's a better option. William, hey Craig, I know you have been using the SwitchBot mini vacuum for a while. What are your thoughts and recommendations after you've been using it? I like it. It works great. The only thing I have to be aware of is just to check the brush every couple of times because of my dog. My dog's huge, and then the brush, well, because it's a The roller is shorter than most. I mean, the vacuum is this big, so the roller is like that big. So when you have a 100-pound dog, that's less surface area to get it wrapped in. The one I started using that I didn't get to use because there was a problem with it was the SwitchBot, their K10 Plus, or was it the S10? The SwitchBot vacuum. I forget which one it was, but there's one they sent me that has the vacuuming and the mopping. And that one, I think it's the S10. That one was interesting. Yeah, okay, it's the S10. Okay, sorry, thoughts all over. The SwitchBot has two vacuums. They have the mini robot vacuum, the one I have, I made a video on. It has worked great. My wife loves using it. We've had no issues with it. Actually, it sucked up a cord that was tossed underneath something. Sucked up a cord, and then it needs the brush cleaned off because my dog's huge. Their other vacuum that they have is the SwitchBot S10. Now, I didn't get to finish the video on this because oh yeah, God, I didn't realize it was that expensive. The water thing broke. The one I had was defective, the little water filling tank. But the idea with this one is this is a mop vacuum. And the reason I mention this is it performs as well as a vacuum as the mini, except it's not mini. So, but the price is not mini either. So it's a $1,100 vacuum, where this is $500 for this. So I like it. It's still our primary vacuum that we're using. I only throw out, if you are thinking about going with a mopping vacuum, this one is an interesting one, because this vacuum you can actually hook the water station up to your sink, so that it will fill itself with water and then empty itself. So what will happen is the vacuum will go over to the water station, top itself off, go mop, and then when it needs to get clean water, it'll go back, dump its dirty water, put clean water in, and then when it needs to charge, it goes back to the big, and if it needs to charge or empty, it goes back to the big base station. So this one I'm very curious about, because this would be a true hands-free, not have to do anything robot vacuum and mop. But yeah, the SwitchBot mini vacuum though, the thing's cute. It works well. We have no issues. It's my only caution I throw out there is when you have a big dog or multiple dogs and a lot of fur, you just got to be aware of the keeping the roller clean. Just checking the roller. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's actually a good price on it there. And I made a video on this if you guys want to check it out. But if you guys do decide to get one, I want a little piece of the action, so I'll put a link in here. If you use it, anything you buy after clicking that link, a couple percentage points go back to the channel. But yeah, looking at it right now, it's $3.49 with the coupon. That's really a good deal for self-emptying. But again, the biggest thing I throw out to people is it is a mini vacuum. That's the only thing I ever really have to do with this thing is pull off the roller and clean the fur off every few times. So I don't want anyone surprised by that. It's a vacuum this big, but it's awesome. Let's see. And if I were to get like if I were to buy a vacuum now, I don't know what I would actually want to get beyond that. The only thing I think beyond this SwitchBot one would be a bigger version of it. I think would be cool. But then prices go. So now let's see. David. Okay. Yep. Lawrence has the Zigbee device on SmartThings. Okay, good. Every time I lose power in Central Kentucky, when it comes back on, all my lights come on with the exception of Zigbee's. Yeah, it's Stephen. Hey, Stephen, and welcome. And I said her hi earlier, right? Okay, yeah, sorry. Yeah, some very few lights have the option to be able to choose how they come back. Some lights do, like for example, the or the Akara T1 ceiling light. You can choose. Do you want it to come back on in if a power's lost, or do you want it not? But yeah, it's like Philip Hue stuff by default automatically comes on. You know, it's kind of a pain. Mike, I'm still Google Home over here, but I bring in devices from Home Assistant. For me, these are the best for all worlds. Yeah, well, thank you, Mike, for sharing. And yeah, Home Assistant fills that gap nicely. Which that makes sense. I could see how that would work, because for whatever limitations Google has, the Home Assistant you could end up working around, I would think. Oh, yeah, FireCube will not do Zigbee correctly. Yeah, the FireCube shouldn't be doing anything Zigbee off of it, I thought. Now, David, there's been robot vacuums and lawnmowers for ages. Have you seen the robot swimming pool cleaners now? Yes, I have. And I've had a company reach out to me, and I really can use a new pool cleaner. But then it becomes, you're paying one way or another. Do I pay with time and, you know, working with these guys, or do I just buy a new one? But yeah, there's some cool ones. I have a pool cleaner and it has the cord, and so I'd love to get one. It doesn't. That's not uncommon. Some smart devices keep track of their state. Okay. Smart home is a giant Ruth Bader Ginsburg machine. Okay, that is a comparison I thought I would never see. That's awesome. Love it. Devon, season 2 of Jane is premiering on Apple TV Plus this Friday. Oh, wow. Yeah, season 2. Yeah, Apple TV, man, they got some great shows. I'm enjoying. They have some interesting ones coming up. They always do. They always have some interesting ones. People seem to be loving Manhunt, that John Wilkes Booth. Yep. Manhunt for him after the Lincoln assassination. Yeah, there's some great stuff. Wait, what happened here? Sad news from Sydney, Australia this morning. What happened in Sydney? Has anyone watched Amazon original movie? Oh, Roadhouse on Prime Video? No, I haven't seen that yet. I thought that was supposed to go to theaters, and then they changed it to Amazon Prime. I haven't watched it yet. Yeah. Okay, it's basically a European CES. It's in Berlin. I've got my flights and hotel already booked, just waiting for the tickets. Very cool, man. I love it that you got it all booked and going. See, I appreciate those things, because I'm lazy. Getting my butt up to go to any of them, I'm like, I appreciate it. Get up and go. I'm the guy who goes, yeah, I want to go. And then I don't end up going because I'm lazy. Let's see. Lawrence, I love Sonoff's ZB06 presence sensor. Works with Third Realities Matter Bridge too. Oh, cool. Let's bring that up. Yeah, listen to Lawrence. He's all over this stuff. He's keeping up with everything as it's coming out. So, you know, as when it comes to matter and staying on top of thread, and yeah, he's really taking care of it. So you're looking at mentioning the Sonos, I lost it, ZB06. Is that ZB? I don't know if it just didn't pop up. Presence sensor. That's what I got. Presence. Motion. Zigbee motion. Yeah, it's not going to find it I'm not going to find it because I'm on the spot here. And I don't know what I'm doing. No. Okay, yeah, I give up. It wins. But there's a recommendation. So let's see. Chantal, thank you for being here. Late to the party. You're on time. You're fine. And we got a replay. Bill Wilson, 50 minutes. Where I say I'm only 5 minutes behind. Taking your daughter to dance today. Nope. I think my wife is taking her this morning. I will have to go ask and see if. No, I think she is today. Devon, I watched Roadhouse when it came out. Thought it was fun. Oh, good. And yeah, I gotta check that out. I'm curious. I'm curious to see how Conor McGregor is. Question is about robot cleaner. Very noisy. Mine is loud when I use it. The the SwitchBot Mini in its normal run state is not. Mine doesn't seem very loud. Like I really don't notice it running around. And that's just in its normal state, and we've been happy with that. But there is like a max cleaning, which I never do because we've been happy with how it has been running. So, but there are, I believe, 3 different modes. There, because yeah, we don't do it on. We haven't used it on max. We just did, and the God, what did it say on there? I think that it's 48 decibels or something. It's not very loud. The Mini is actually pretty quiet for a little vacuum. So I was wondering if yeah, they're 48 decibels is what comes in. And just for a little sound comparison, a library sound is typically about 50 decibel. I'm like, okay. Yeah, it's definitely quieter than a cafe. So I don't know. Let's see. David. Oh, a mass shooting in Sydney shopping mall. Oh, 6 killed and injured. The shoe was, God, man. I'm just, yeah, that's the shooting stuff. It's like, come on. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, this is that the whole politics, guns, all that stuff, very polarizing stuff there. But I kind of like the idea of parents being held accountable when signs have pointed to their family members not being safe around guns. That's yeah. I like the idea of adults being responsible for their firearms, and when children do bad things with them, adults pay consequences now. So, but yeah, it's just sad. It's just sad. That, active shooter drills and bullshit like that. That's all it is. It's just a bunch of crap. It's like, there used to be a point where you hated your life, then you stopped your life. But now it just ruin everyone else's. It's garbage. I've been enjoying Shogun on Disney. Highly recommend. I've heard good things about it. I have not watched it at all, but people seem to be loving it. It's getting a lot of press. So thanks for sharing, V. And thank you for being a channel member, man. I appreciate it. Bill, having a sausage, egg, and biscuit sandwich from Hardee's, then might not. See, I saw sausage, egg, and biscuit. I'm like, I don't like biscuit, but I like sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffins. So I like sausage, egg, and croissant. That sounds good now. Now I'm getting hungry. Very good, man. Enjoy the day off. John Lawrence thinks I was looking that one, but didn't know if it was good. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, glad that Lawrence has got a good recommendation. There we go. Let's look it up now. SNZB-06P 5923. What's going on here? SNZB-06P. Why can't I find this thing? Okay, you guys got the code. Now it's up to you. Because Amazon hates me. Okay, let's see. David, have you been watching the Grand Tour on Amazon Prime? It's the new Top Gear. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have not watched anything recently on Prime. I have not seen those guys. I never really watched them when they were Top Gear, but I do remember, yeah, the changeover there, which, didn't one of the long-standing guys go away or something with them? Let's see. Duncan. Hey, Duncan. Welcome. Another channel member, and hope you're doing well. We had a robot vac for a while. Loved, but my German Shepherd disagreed and killed it. Really? Really? That was, wow. That's, I'm sorry to hear that, Duncan. Because, yeah, you're the first person I've heard that's had their dog take it out. Now, did your dog attack your regular vacuum? Because that's been kind of my recommendation for people is, my thing I've said is if your dog doesn't attack your regular vacuum, you should be good. Keyword now, I'll emphasize even more. You should be good with the robot vacuum. Because, wow, I am so sorry to hear that. That is a bummer that your dog ate. Because I just picture my dogs, every dog I've ever had, run away from the vacuum or just not care, but to go at it. I'm like, your dog's badass. Like, I'm going to take it down. I will eat that plastic thing. I'm sorry for your loss, but that's a good dog. So now, Brian, one show I didn't think I would like, but do is The New Look. Interesting story of Christian Dior in World War II era France and the challenges faced. Yeah, that's one I wouldn't think I would enjoy. So that's good to hear that it's good to hear that you didn't think you'd like it and you did. That's good. I'll have to check that out. I was under the impression it was using the knife. The only one shot was by the police. Okay. Oh, yeah. Was that the knife one? See, that's the sad part. It was like, was that the... Yeah, yeah. I remember reading the story that someone was taken out after going around stabbing people. Oh, yeah. Now, Craig, I'm looking at getting into a new router. I actually found that I have over 100 smart devices in my house, and it's time to upgrade my router. Do you have any recommendations? Well, let's see. I mean, you want to go with 6E. You want to go with 6E because 6E is going to get you, I think we're up to 250 devices on 6E. That's the big thing to look for is 6E. Now, the ones I've used and the ones that I personally use, like I have the TP-Link one. That's worked well for me. That is 6E. And I have the 3-pack. They did sponsor a video. You know, I did, but that doesn't change anything in the fact that the speeds, everything, we're working great on that. The big thing with this, price is great on these. And TP-Link, they have a nice solid Wi-Fi, Ethernet, you know, networking background. You know, they've been making Ethernet, Wi-Fi, switches, all the stuff for years. There's that. I like the Eero stuff. It was good for me. The 6E is another option. I just don't think I would spend the money on 7 at this point in time. I mean, that's a good price right now. $409 for a 3-pack for 6E coverage. That's a really good price. I would say the Eero routers feel a little more heavy duty compared to the lighter TP-Link routers. But yeah, it's, you know, that gives you a little more integration into the Echo world, so is the benefit of that. What I'm using now is the Orbi, just stupid system. Let's see. Yeah, I believe it's just called stupid over ridiculous. This is what I'm using right now, and that's because I had they sponsored a live stream and sent me out a pack of that. But it works great. I love it. But the key thing is the 6E. The 6E is what is going to give you that 200 device coverage. And it also gives you the new 6 gigahertz bandwidth. So here, I'm going to try, let's see. But yeah, I feel like if I were to pick one that out of the TP-Link or out of the Eero Pro 6, I would go with the Eero Pro 6. And some of that too, one of the benefits too, is that you can also in the future take advantage of a trade-in. So save 20% on an Amazon trade-in. And wow, apparently there's other things I can trade in. Hey, I could get $150 for my AirPods Max. So I need to sell them for at least that. But anyways, that would give you the option if you wanted to upgrade later, you can trade in and save 20% off buying something else. So that's actually, I'm really surprised how much that is. That's actually a really good price on it. I paid $5.99 for my Eero Pro 6 when I bought that. So I'm going to throw a link down there in case anyone's interested. And then any of these links I ever drop, if you click on them and then went and bought anything else but that product, I would even get a couple percentage points off of that too. So it's anything you buy within 24 hours, a small portion goes back to the channel. Let's see. And yeah, stopping password sharing is coming to Disney Plus. It makes sense. Blake was saying that what he does is that if you set up a VPN, then you can make them think that you're at the other person's. You are where you should be, and you're not sharing a password. Oh, right there. Did I? I'm sure I had it. Oh, message undo pin. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's see. Oh, he's an oversized German Shepherd. I just like your dog just said, I'm going for it. I mean, my dog is chewed up every toy. She has chewed. She chewed 2 baseboards. There's a rug she's chewing that's driving us crazy. But that robot vacuum's safe. So, John, I show a video where you live about. Oh, I saw a video where about the biggest lake that disappears and now it's back and getting bigger. Oh, yeah, there's in Central California, there's one that's coming back that a dried up lake where they've done a lot of farming and they've been set up so if water raises a little, they're fine. But that lake has come back and there's been issues where like bigger farms supposedly have been dumping their water to try to clear their land into other farming areas. That, yeah, it's like devastating, crops and stuff in Central California. Dude, yeah, Duncan, you're correct. Oh yeah, stabbing shoppers. I'm like, oh my God. Bill, my Amazon package came a USB-C drive, electric salt and pepper grinders, and a cheap drone. Perfect combination of stuff, right? Yeah, they all go together. Electric salt and pepper grinders. Love it. Starlink's now going to text users your phone with their new satellite. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I gotta look into Starlink. I gotta see if it's worth trying. Devon, questions on the Stream Deck. Can you use the Stream Deck to live stream on YouTube with the Elgato Facecam and HDX for live streaming and recording? What would you do? Well, with the Stream Deck, the thing is you want to figure out what you're streaming with. Software-wise. For me, I use OBS. It's free. So what ends up happening is there are plugins for the Stream Deck to control OBS scenes. There are plugins for the Elgato Facecam to control, the signal coming in, to mute the microphone. There'll be different controls you'll have for those devices, especially when using Elgato devices. So what you're saying right now is you got the HD60X that would be capturing video coming in. I think that's what the HD60X is. And the Facecam is a camera. You would need software to just kind of combine those together. And the cheapest way to go is and the cheapest and the most used way to go is to use OBS software. OBS Studios. I'll just put a link into it. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my gosh. OBS. I can never look up anything on a live stream. OBS Studio. Oh, it took me to Wikipedia. Yeah, this software right here is what you use. And you basically run your different sources in, and it sends the audio. It sends everything it needs to out to YouTube using a streaming key. And it basically, your software connects all the services together. David, when it says on the arrow, it works up to 75 devices, is that in total or 75 devices per node? On the arrow, yeah, the arrows were 75 plus. The, what were we seeing? Because I thought Aero Pro 6E, what are they listing? Because I thought they're 200. Trying to see. Yeah, is there one that you were looking at for that? Because I thought we were 200 plus on the 200 plus on the. Which one is? Where does it say? Oh yeah, connect 200 plus devices. Yeah, when it says 75 plus, that means on the network, not per node. That number doesn't change as you add more. I think it's just what the network is capable of running. In rebuilding all my rooms and groups, I'm finding the A app on my iPhone is a circle jerk. I add a device and one random device falls out of the group. The A app on Fire tablet is more stable but slow. That's just sad. It's like, why? Did you check to see if you're updated on your app on your phone? Because I know the auto updates don't update as frequently as they should, and I had an Echo one not too long ago. Let's see. Are the current Fire tablets now as fast as a phone with apps, or are they all still slow as a snail? They're about the same. They haven't changed. They haven't really sped up much. Craig, any important information about the car garage door opener, how it's supposed to work? Oh, any more information? I know nothing about it. I don't know what approach they're taking with their opener. You have the approach that MyQ would take, which was basically sending an infrared signal out. And then there's other companies take the approach where they end up being putting a device essentially in line that will control it. So I'm not sure what approach they're going to do with it. Lonnie, hey, welcome Lonnie. Yeah, OBS is awesome. It's very flexible and customizable. Yeah, it gives you complete control over things. You know, put windows where you want, add cameras, you know, the start off, you know, like all the different options OBS is great for. Let's see. And David, you have to have a license to fly a drone with a camera here in the UK. You have to register too. This is due to people who have been arrested for flying over airports, governments, and royal areas. Let's see. I feel like I missed something. No, I guess I did. Yeah, that's yeah, it makes sense that you got to register the drones. Here in the US, if it's over 250 grams, I think, and that's why the DJI Mini drones are under 250 grams or whatever the weight is. There's a weight that if you're underneath that weight, you don't have to register here in the US. But no, I think every drone is supposed to be registered. You don't have to have, no, actually, yeah, if it's under 249 grams, you don't have to register it. And that's where they made this, so it was under that weight, so you didn't have to deal with it. But yeah, it makes sense. You got to label it. When I was in Germany, like I guess it would have been like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I took my drone, and the only thing I was doing that broke the law was I didn't have a fireproof sticker that had my information on it. But I didn't fly over houses. I didn't fly over people. I was along a river flying. Like I try to do everything by the book, but I didn't have that little metal fireproof sticker to say who it was. But yeah, it makes sense. You got to watch out now. People have done too many stupid things. Duncan, the German Shepherd, is just as bad with the upright. Weird because he's really is the sweetest dog. Okay, cool. So my theory holds true. If your dog attacks any vacuum, if the dog attacks the vacuum, your dog will probably find the little robot vacuum more fun to attack. So that's funny. Hey, I have the sweetest dog on the planet, but somehow she can chew through anything when she sets her mind to it. So I feel you. David, I've been using the Eero 5 for ages. Not sure when it will be time to maybe upgrade to 6 or 6E or even 7. I would definitely not go 6. The 7 is too overpriced right now. 6E is the lowest anyone should go at this point. And the reason why is the 6 gigahertz bandwidth. There's a new bandwidth that 6E brings that new phones, tablets, all that stuff's going to be using it. So right now, yeah, if your stuff's working great and it's not bothering you, leave it alone till they come out with a 7E and then buy 7, but yeah, there's no new bandwidth on 7. So yeah, unless, 6 is 5, 6, they're dead. It's 6E and 7. So, but don't go run out and replace a router if it works great. No, such a boring purchase. Bill, David Noel, my old Fire tablet doesn't seem slow. I tell Lady A to turn the light off and it does it right away. My echo's slower. Oh, good. I'm glad you're getting faster voice response. Here in Canada as well, 250. Okay, yep, 250 grams. Thank you for sharing. Bill, yep, weight limit. The one I bought is nowhere near the weight limit. Yeah. And even if it is over the weight, even if it's over the weight, it literally, like you pay $15, you go online and you have a piece of paper that says you're legit. And I think the drone stuff is a bunch of crap. People don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're like, it's an invasion of privacy. You're like, you can hear the damn thing coming around. They're loud as can be. You're not going to have one hovering outside your shower. And you're never gonna know. Google Earth gives more detail than these drones do flying overhead. Like it's really kind of silly. So, but yeah, everyone's all freaked out. I don't have a drone anymore. I'm like, it's too much of a pain in the ass to fly because people get all weirded out. Let's see. David, Morocco banned drones. Even if you don't intend to use, just trying to take it into the country, you could be jailed for 6 months. Wow. They're like, we are done. Bill, we had a dog that was scared of the upright because when she was a pup, she tripped on the cord and turned it on. She would run to the other end of the house. Nice. Thanks, Craig, but I just want to know if you could get a router that's a 6E. Can you split the router? Okay, sorry about that, man. One part for my SmartTech and the other part for something else. The way I have mine set up is with an IoT network. I don't know if, so like in my house, I have one network that I limited it to 2.5 gigahertz and I connect all my stuff onto it. A guest network, another option. But yeah, I mean, as for splitting up, can you split the router, one part for SmartTech and the other part for something else? Yeah, and that's where your current, a lot of routers now, you have that option for a guest network too. And the one I have, the Orbi one, has an IoT network. So it allows you to run 3 networks off of that one. But in most cases, like you could do a guest network and have that with just all your devices on it. And then, I know like Brian from Automate Your Life, he's definitely, he's been one to say, hey, throw your devices on a guest network. But yeah, it's that would be the only way I would know how to split things up. Like, I do like that mine had an IoT channel that had the 2.4 gigahertz option. You know, so you could just say, knowing most smart home devices don't connect with 5 gigahertz, it's nice to have that network you could just turn off the 5 gigahertz on. So you might need to think about that if you are thinking about buying a new one, on what your intentions are. Where a guest network, like, you might be able to create a guest network, but it is 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. Well, that sometimes with the auto switching doesn't necessarily work as well with smart devices. So that router, maybe you won't be able to turn off the 2.4 or the 5 gigahertz. One thing I will say, no matter what system you have, it will screw you with some device at some point. Okay, I love my my Eero Wi-Fi I had, or Nest Wi-Fi, worked great for a while, and then it's like 2 years later, it just issues. And then I move over to Eero Pro, the Eero Pro 6, and it worked great. And then it just seems like, well, these few devices just have issues. And then I put TP-Link in, and that works great and everything. But then they'll be like, well, why does that thing happen every once in a while? And even this $1,500 Orbi setup, I feel like I just get stupidness that happens on my setup. Like, it's like, you're not going to win with any of them. You know, sorry to be the bummer. But yeah, it's like, I found that no matter how good the system is, somehow there just ends up being holes with changes over time. Let's see. David, Google Earth is out of date. My car's showing on my drive, but I sold that car 5 years ago. I love that. Oh, and Andrea, hey, hello, and thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Sending a hug back. Actually, be polite. Dave, send a hug. So with that, but anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. We're now at 10:22, and yeah, nice quiet stream today, not too busy. So thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it. No video tomorrow. I thought we were gonna be able to release one video, but scheduling changed, so no video tomorrow. But I'll be back next week's stream, same time. And yeah, thank you guys for being here and spending part of your Saturday here. And I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And let me know if you guys have any questions or anything. Channel members, if you get a chance, check out the stream this morning. I do plan on putting some stuff on to the Discord channel, some tech I gotta get rid of. So yeah, take a look for that, and yeah, see you guys next week. See you next week, David and Andrea, and thank all of you guys. Bill, enjoy your weekend off, and I just appreciate you all being here. At least they're not constantly watching your house. I do appreciate that. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend too, William. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye.